My name is Kate. I'm 21 and I live in West Boca and I work at a restaurant. I've been sober for a little over 2.5 years. I was about 15 or 16 when my addiction started, and I was using intravenous drugs. I was using heroin and cocaine. I started out snorting heroin for about 2 weeks that lasted, and my best friend at the time took me out of school and she said, hey, like, somebody's gonna shoot us up. And I said, okay, I'll be there. And I went to my house, we shot up in the car, and I just fell in love with it. I think that I always knew that I needed help because when I started doing it with my best friend, I could tell her, and it was so easy for me to tell her, like, hey, like, you know, you're an addict, you need to get help, but I didn't want to look at myself even though I was doing the exact same thing. It was just a complete spiral downwards, and I knew that I needed it, I just didn't want to get it. I didn't know how to get it. The first treatment center that I went to, when we were doing the research online, it looked gorgeous from the outside. They had pictures of, you know, wilderness and nature because they're located on a mountain. So when I got there, it looked exactly like the pictures had. And on their website, they had said that, you know, they uphold the standards of rules and, you know, they don't keep things very lax and they run a tight ship. And when I got there, that's in fact not what happened. Their rules were very lenient. You could easily get around them. Any extra help that you may need, they didn't give. They had their way and nothing else. The second treatment center I went to branched off of that even further, and they had trauma centers. They had gay and lesbian meetings that you could go to. They had different groups that you could go to for different needs. Had there been a resource like ARN, I probably wouldn't have gone through the trouble of going to the first rehab. I wouldn't have wasted the time or the money. I mean, I would have probably gotten help sooner. I needed a trauma program. You know, ARN gives you that ability to say, okay, like for me personally, I need trauma, or I need psychiatric, or I need alcoholic, and you get a better idea of what you need. And you can get help sooner, you can get help immediately, you can get help for whatever you need because it's at your fingertips, and you're not going blindly through the woods hoping that, you know, what you pick is really what it is. Treatment isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's not, okay, one treatment center is better and works and it's gonna help everybody. That's not true. People are different. People have different needs. People need different therapies. People need to be able to have a different program if they need it. And my advice to you is that you find a program that's fitted to you, that will help you. Because that voice in the back of your head that says, oh yeah, I really want to get clean, but that's your addiction. And I remember that voice in the back of my head. And if I hadn't told anybody, or if people hadn't found out, nobody would have pushed me to get clean. And I'd probably either be dead or still using. So tell somebody and try and get help, and, you know, use a resource like ARN, because they're there to help you with whatever you need. If you actually want to see what's under the surface of a website and what's under the actual surface of a treatment center, then a program like ARN can help you find that.